I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. ...2019 Hyundai Santa Fe.
Ultimate turbo all-wheel drive.
Horsepower, torque, price, and then let's start the review.
235 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque coming out of a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder.
And how much does it cost?
It costs $44,999.
Canadian, and a direct conversion to US is $34,000 US.
That's right.
Now I want to make a blanket statement for this Hyundai Santa Fe.
All right.
It's got everything we need in cars. It checks all the boxes, everything we like, except for power and handling.
The handling's fine for what it is, but the power, I'll get to that later, as my usual quote.
Yeah, I'll get to that. So let's get to the checklist of stuff we love. Visor test. 3, 2, 1.
No problem.
And look how good these visors look.
Yeah, this whole headliner looks amazing. I love it.
Next thing, it's got the Hyundai Kia infotainment that always works well. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, rewinding satellite radio stations, volume knob, tuning knob, hard buttons on the side. It's great.
It's almost flawless. And the only flaw being that you have to program your favorite button to get out of Android Auto to get back into the radio, that kind of thing.
But I don't think that's a flaw. I think that's perfect because you can set it up so that the start button goes to your phone mirroring right away instead of your phone. So you can either have it go to like the phone screen in Apple CarPlay or to whatever the last screen was on Apple CarPlay.
Oh, that's all right then.
So it's friggin' perfect. Next thing, it actually has a normal shifter.
Yes, that is a nice thing to have.
It's got hard buttons for everything, and it has its own dedicated buttons for climate and everything. No weird touchscreen stuff.
Yeah, all the buttons are there. They don't look expensive, but it's fine because they're all functional. It's perfect for that.
Heated steering wheel, heated seats, cooled seats.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't do cooled seats and heated seats at the same time, and I found a reason why I wanted them both on.
Okay.
So I went to this obstacle course place for my birthday. It's called Pursuit OCR. Shout out, they let me go for free on my birthday. And when I left, I was really sweaty. So I just like got into the car with my shorts. So I wanted to get into a heated seat because it was cold outside, but then I also wanted air to help dry it out.
Interesting.
It would have been nice to have hot air coming up.
Okay, that's a really weird scenario, but I can kind of see it.
But like gym goers.
Yeah.
A lot of people go to the gym, especially this time of year.
Yeah, maybe.
Not me though.
Nope.
I don't have a phone that supports wireless charging, but we have
Wireless charging, and my phone supports it, which is fantastic.
Now let's get to the room in the back.
Wait, before we get to the box test, you can actually configure the seats to fit more boxes, just like this. Box test now. 16 and 17. That is very, very impressive.
And then also with the back, those little compartments, instead of having grocery bag hooks, you can put your grocery bags in there, and it's such a good channel to hold your stuff.
Yeah, that is nice.
So it's got the grocery bag thing I like too. You ready for the next one? Lane keep.
Yeah, the lane keep is unreal.
It's got that Kia Hyundai lane keep that I love so much that works perfect even when you don't have it on cruise control. So you can use your own throttle inputs as you'd like.
So I took this on a 6-hour road trip over Christmas, and I only had to give it about 3 or 4 inputs in 6 hours of straight driving.
But you did the weighted steering wheel hack.
Yes, I did.
As a disclaimer. And I also really like that when it barks at you, you can give the slightest input and it'll go back to auto lane keep.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Unlike the Volvo, which is like, ah! And then with that, I gotta mention that there's hard buttons on the side to control everything as well.
Yes, there are. Since you seem to be talking about the interior a lot, let's talk about these seats.
Pretty comfortable, not the most comfy.
I would say very, very comfortable. I had no issues over 6 hours. And then we have some soft touch pretty much everywhere. We do have some hard plastics down here, which my knees hit, which is a little bit annoying, but everywhere else, the nice touch points are all good. That's why the only thing that I would like switched is the center console fake leather thing. Move that up onto the dash and give me a little bit more stitching. That's it.
Speaking of knee hitting, you can have it so when you get into the car, it pulls your seat back. I turned that off and I actually kind of hit my knee a couple times. It's very close to the edge.
I had no issues with that.
That's because you had the seat moving thing.
Yes, because I'm very tall, so I kind of really like that actually. Oh, and one thing about the seats that I noticed in this one that bothered me is that when you're in drive, you can't set your seat position. You can only do it when you're parked.
I hate that.
So do I.
Because you find the perfect position while driving, and like I'm not gonna come to a stop to set it.
Exactly. So that's when you set your mirrors, that's when you set everything, and then you don't usually do that when you're parked, so a little bit frustrating.
But back to showing stuff while driving, you can change your headlights and your windshield wipers, and it'll show you what mode you're on your gauge.
That's always a Kia Hyundai thing, and it's very nice.
You don't need to be like, oh, what's it at?
I did actually use that a couple times. And then this whole swooping interior just generally looks really nice. We have this nice textured stuff over here. We got nice stitching. Like, everything looks really nice.
I think it would pop a lot more if it was fake wood.
Okay, fake wood would be very premium. And then we got our cup holders down here. It does fit a small cup of coffee, no problems.
And the speaker covers.
Yeah, the speaker covers look pretty cool.
What a cool texture that is.
Yeah, I know. Especially when there's like just a little bit of light on them to see the texture, it really looks nice.
Do you hate the tacked on looking infotainment or not?
I don't mind it. I mean, I do like when it's integrated, but it doesn't bother me because it's very functional.
If they integrated this, they would have to like add so much crap up above it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. I can see everything while driving. It's great.
And there's some gloss black around the screen, and the rest of the interior, there's pretty much no gloss black. It's fantastic.
And you've got a nice little shelf here to put your fingers while using the touchscreen. I feel like in other Kia Hyundais, this has been piano black, but in this one, it's just soft material.
No, I don't think so. I think it's always a soft material where you rest your hand. Sometimes maybe. We'll get back to you, probably never.
Maybe at different manufacturers.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll get back to you, probably never. And then we also have this cool little cubby for a cell phone, but there's a good chance you'll probably forget it there because who puts stuff there?
That's true. And one more gigantic interior feature, this panoramic moonroof sunroof thing. It's huge!
I love it. And we need to mention this cool material around it again.
Yeah, we do. This is like the coolest headliner material for a car at this price point.
Do you fit in the back seat?
I do fit in the back seat relatively comfortably.
And the seats lean back.
Yeah, they do, which actually really helps a lot.
And now let's end off the interior with the gauges.
Okay.
So they're very cool digital gauges. They have all the functionality of older Hyundai Kia infotainment gauges and stuff.
Yeah, there's two different modes. We got digital and analog.
I personally like digital more.
And I like analog.
Because digital shows the speedo a lot higher up at all times, and then you can have whatever other info you want at the bottom. There's no blank screen, but I just leave it on compass.
I just like how the numbers look as the needle passes them and illuminates them, especially in sport mode.
And switching between the modes in the analog does look a lot cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
But at night, it's brighter, there's a lot more crap going on, so it is slightly more distracting.
Yeah, but we also have a real analog tack, which is really nice to have.
And we've got a head-up display, which is great, but I turn it off because I'm not really a fan of head-up displays.
Yeah, and I think this is the only trim that you can get the head-up display on, the top trim. Now I'd like to drive. Before I actually drive, I have a little complaint. When I have to get out of this car and lock it, I gotta press the button on the outside. And then to open it, I also have to press that button. I can't just place my hand on the door handle.
That bothers me a little bit too, but I got pretty used to it and it's okay.
It's nice that it has a proximity key, but I would just like to just put my hand in the door handle and open it.
This also does have a cool opening the door into traffic feature. When there's cars coming, it'll stop you.
Yeah, I think this is the first car with that safety feature.
And then it also has the 360 camera, reverse camera, all the cool stuff we did in our Kia Stinger video.
Yes, it does.
Your turn to drive.
All right.
Floor it for me, buddy.
There's a delay. There's about a 2-second delay before you actually kind of start moving, and that is what bothers me the most about the drivetrain.
Yeah, there's like transmission lag, and even when you're in the gear selector mode, in the right gear, at 5,000 RPM, I feel like there's still lag.
Yeah, turbo lag. So this is a turbo engine, and there's a couple little things going on with lag between the engine and the transmission. So, engine horsepower, it's adequate, but it's nothing to like blow you away or anything like that.
If anything, the numbers are adequate, but the way they put it down is slightly lacking.
Exactly. So this does have an 8-speed transmission, and the problem with that is, like I said, when you're starting and stopping, it's slow to go. And then once you're driving, when you're in comfort mode, I find that you get this bogginess if you're in the highest gear because you're just cruising, because you're in comfort mode trying to get good fuel economy. So you have to kind of floor it a little bit more, and then it downshifts, and then it's fine. So the solution to that is to put it into sport mode. But then when you're in sport mode, you're down a gear, so you're always wasting slightly more gas than you know you should be. So like, there's no actual solution to it. It's just a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I kept it in comfort like the whole time. I don't think putting it into smart will do much either.
Yeah, so we do have 3 different drive modes: comfort, smart, and sport. And I agree, smart doesn't really do anything. At least it doesn't feel like it does anything. This is an 8-speed transmission, and we don't have any paddle shifters, but you don't need them. The steering is great. All that's fantastic. It's just the drivetrain that's kind of the issue, and it's not even a major issue. It's just, it wouldn't prevent me from buying this. It's just noticeable, and I know it's there.
I think it's good, like if you're a speed racer as a younger person and you need to get a family car and like not push it.
I guess, but I just would like that lag to be removed.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Front wheel drive, all wheel drive, or rear wheel drive?
This is all-wheel drive, H-track, as if they think that's a thing that people are gonna like.
I guess you kind of need to put the displacement, the turbo, and the wheels on the badge anyways.
Yeah, until they become like BMW where the numbers don't make any sense anymore.
Yeah. Well, no, they still have like the X's and stuff.
Yeah, I guess, but that's a letter. And now that we're at Cliche Corner, let's test the handling. It's completely adequate for an SUV. It's everything you want. It's comfortable. The steering is great. You know exactly what your wheels are gonna do. You can't feel them, but it doesn't matter because it's comfortable, and the wheel points exactly where you want the car to go.
Daily commuter life.
Exactly. So the suspension isn't too stiff going over potholes. Like, you're really gonna enjoy it in your daily commute. Oh, and one thing that I also noticed that's fantastic about this, the driving position. You are nice and low in the car, and the car feels small.
Compared to the Edge ST that we also have right now,
That's what I'm saying.
like they're the same size and this feels way better.
That one has the terrible driving position, but anyways, watch that review.
So now let's get into looks.
Let's do it.
Do you think it looks good? It's got the new grille, the new headlights.
I think it looks fantastic.
I think the Palisade looks like way, way sicker, but I think this is a good step towards that.
Exactly. I think this is almost too premium looking that it's almost stepping on Genesis toes, because Genesis doesn't have an SUV yet, so whatever they come up with is gonna have to be pretty unreal.
Let's start with the headlights.
I would love to, because what they did was take the Jeep Cherokee thing and just made it work with this and the Kona.
The weird thing is though, when you're in daytime running light, the outlines are lit up, but then there's also lights in the middle. So you need to be on headlight mode so that the headlights at the bottom light up and the top is just outlines, which I'm all right with.
I'm not all right with that. I want just outlines in daytime running light mode.
But this is like the only car that you can be in full headlight mode and it looks the best all the time.
I'm all right with that part of it.
Now let's move on to the taillights.
I love them.
It looks like something out of a sci-fi show.
It does.
But they don't look as special from far away, but from close up, they look really, really good.
They look super 3D, almost 4D.
Okay, now let's talk about the shape. Lots of body lines. It looks really good, especially in this color.
Yeah, it looks pretty good in this color. Overall, I don't think it looks absolutely amazing from the side. I think from the front and 3/4 angle, that's my favorite.
Back to this color. I think it is a perfect way to give someone an orange color that isn't burnt orange and not make them look like they're driving a ridiculous looking car.
That's a very good point.
Because like, if you're buying an orange car, like you're about it, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's almost more extreme than yellow.
That's true.
But this is a chill orange, and it's not ugly burnt orange that Nissan's been putting on the roof of cars now.
Yeah, I know.
The kicks. Like,
They're like, yo, we gotta go with this. We've done it once, like we just gotta keep going.
burnt orange since 2001, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. And the wheels suit the car very nicely.
What do you think of the exhaust?
The exhaust looks okay, at least it is real, and I'm gonna say this is 2019 real. 2019 real means there's a metal tip and there's a separate metal pipe inside. 2019 fake is a fake plastic bumper outside with the tip going below the car.
I got another question for you.
Yep.
Why does Santa Fe have a sun?
I think it just signifies sunlight. Santa Fe sounds like a nice sunny place.
I don't know, I like it though.
Oh, and one thing, speaking of the sun, we actually have peasant blockers in the back.
Baby shades.
Baby shades because it's an SUV, but it's not a Rolls Royce, so it is baby shades.
And now I want to talk about the trunk.
What about it?
So it's one of those trunks where you walk up to it from far away, you wait for like 4 seconds, it beeps a couple times and automatically lifts up.
Because it does not have a kick mode, right?
Yes, so when you go from the front seat to the back, it doesn't automatically lift up. You actually need to use your hand.
Yeah, otherwise you have to walk away from it really far, then walk up to it dead straight.
I'm much more of a fan of the kick to open thing. And another thing that I don't like about this is there's no lock button on the trunk. So you close the trunk, then you got to walk to the side of the door and click the button.
Yeah, or put your hand in your pocket, get your key out. But that's kind of the...
Which is kind of useless for hands-free stuff.
Exactly. Oh, and you talked about the infotainment earlier. Let's talk about the sound system quickly.
I really like it. It's got a nice surround sound mode that makes it feel very nice.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
So recap me the price real quick.
$44,999.
So now what are the competitors to this Santa Fe?
Well, the Ford Edge, not the ST that we drove.
CR-V,
Yeah, the Honda CR-V.
RAV4.
There's a ton of them. People are buying this category up of like a mid-size SUV like crazy. People love these things.
Are there any features from competitors that you think you'd like in this size SUV more than anything in this one?
Features, I'm not really sure, but I think I do really want to try out the new RAV4 and the new CR-V.
Personally, I think this clicks all the right buttons. Everything I want, this has. So I'd like to try those other ones, but I don't know if they'd be better for me.
I agree, this is great. Everything in here is pretty much almost perfect, again, other than the drivetrain, but it would not prevent me from buying this car.
So let us know which SUVs you want us to review next for the rest of the winter. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Check out our patreon.com/TheStraightPipes for early access to videos and join our YouTube membership.
And hit the like button. We're gonna start asking for that this year too.
Sure, and leave a comment.
Yeah, like, and comment, and share.
Yeah, oh God, we gotta do that now.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. Subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.